Now, I've had quite a few of you in the comments section asking me to do an unboxing and a review on a certain gun. Well, today is that day, because inside this box, we've got the brand new Derya DY9Z. We're over on the other bench, and I want to show you this case real quick. It does come in a plastic hard case, has a Daria logo here on the front. If you look up here, you do have two latches that slide to the side, and you do have a place for locks. Now, when you open this up, this is what you're presented with. We're going to start up here at the top. Now, this does come with two back straps. We've got our large right here, and we've got our small, and the medium is already installed on the gun. Now over on this side, we have a Torx wrench, and this is to remove the plate if you're going to install an optic on your DY9Z. And down here at the bottom, we've got our cleaning kit. We've got this, and below that, you have your brush. Now we'll move down to the good stuff. So we've got our user manual, and it is a full color user manual. Got your breakdown right there. Pretty much everything you need to know is in this manual. And we got some silica gel to keep everything dry. And last but not least, we have our pistol. Now the mag is already in this. It does come with one 15-round mag, and I know that's going to upset some people. But when we start talking about prices, you might be a little more lenient on that. Now, you're going to want to stick with me throughout this unboxing video, because we're going to go into a lot of detail in this. This is not just an unboxing video. Yes, we're going to go over all the features and the specs and the optic mounting system. All of that's going to get covered. But I also want to talk about mag compatibility, because this gun, when you look at it, it kind of reminds you of a Glock 43X. And we're also going to put a couple lights on this. I want to see what all lights will fit on this rail. So let's dive right into this DY9Z. Alright, let's get some quick specs out of the way on our Derya DY9Z. Now this has an overall length of 6.5 inches. The overall height on this is 5 inches, and it's only 1.1 inches wide. And the weight on this is 1.25 pounds. So we're going to start at the top and just work our way down. So let's talk about the sights first. This does have a white U-notch sight in the back and a white dot front sight. Now, I'm not sure if these are Glock compatible sights. I'm going to talk to the guys over at Daria, and I'll let you know when we do the first shots video. And the reason I bring that up is because if I decide to add this into my carry rotation, I am going to put an optic on it, but I would like to get suppressor height sights that would work on this, just so I have some backup sights if my optic goes down. Now, speaking of the optic, I am going to be putting an optic on this, so if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I'm actually going to give you a sneak peek of not only a brand new optic, but an optic from a brand new optic company. And I'm pretty excited to show it to you because it's got a lot of great features on it and a pretty good price. Now, I went ahead and removed the cover plate because I wanted to show you what the slot looks like for your optic. Now, this slide is cut for a direct mount RMSC footprint optic. You've got your two holes here for the screws, and you have 4 lugs sticking out of the slide. Now, the slide has a black melanite finish on it, and you do have serrations here on the back and on the front. They are pretty grippy and very usable. I would have liked to seen them cut in just a little bit deeper, but they're pretty good. But the slide's got a really nice finish on it. Now here is the inside of the slide. It's got the really nice all-metal guide rod with the dual springs, just a shorter version of what they use in the regular DY9. And then here is our barrel. And this is a 3.5 inch barrel. And while I got the slide off, I'm going to go ahead and show you what the inside of the frame looks like. And I did forget to mention this, but obviously this is a striker-fired handgun. Now we'll move down to the frame. Now this version is a two-tone version, obviously, with the black slide and the FDE frame. And I think it looks really good. I have not reviewed a handgun in FDE on the channel for quite a while, so I actually really like this. Now, if you don't like the FDE, they have got a lot of colors when it comes to the DY9Z, and I'll go ahead and bring a picture of those up on the screen. In fact, I've got another one of these on the way. They are actually sending one of these out for my wife, and she chose to go with the black cherry. So they have all your normal colors, your blacks and your OD green and your FDE, and they've got some other really wild colors when it comes to the frames. Now on the back of the frame here, you got some really nice protection from slide bite, especially if you like to grip your gun really high. And we move down here and we've got some very sandpapery texture, just like on all the other Darias. I actually like this. I think it feels really good. Now when we go to the back strap, it gets a little bit more aggressive here on the texture on the back strap, and you have that same texture here on the front of the grip that you have on your back strap. The only thing I would have liked to seen was some more texture up here. But I have two other DY9s. I have the original one and I have the Island, and I've never had an issue with this. I just would like to see some of this sandpapery texture up here. But if you look, just like on the other DY9s, you got a really nice spot for your thumb right there. So I do like this. Now speaking of texture, out here on the front, you do have a memory pad or a gas pedal or a thumb ledge. It's not cut real deep into the frame, but you do have that same texturing right here that you have on the grip. So it gives you a really nice spot to put your thumb. And one other thing that I really like that they did on this, especially for how small this gun is, they put a really nice undercut here. And the trigger guard is plenty big enough if you're shooting this in the winter and you're wearing gloves. And speaking of the trigger guard, out here on the front, you have some texture right here. Now the back straps on these are super easy to swap out. You've just got the one pin, you're going to knock that out, and you can switch it to the small or the large if you choose to. I think I'm just going to leave the medium on here. It feels really good in my hand. And we do have a one slot accessory rail out here on the front. And we are going to test out some lights here in a little bit to see what all will fit on this DY9Z. Now let's talk about the actual grip on this, because everybody knows that watches the channel, I've got pretty big hands. I wear size 2XL gloves. And with this being a subcompact, or basically a Glock 43X clone, it actually fits my hand very well. Now, I don't have the mag in it right now, but I can actually get almost a full purchase on this gun. Just a little bit of my pinky is hanging off the bottom of the frame. But with the 15 round mag installed, I can get a full grip on the gun. And this actually feels really good in my hand. I really want this to be reliable because I want to add this to my carry rotation. I really like the size of this. And being able to carry 15 rounds in this small of a gun is pretty cool. And speaking of the magazines, I do believe this magazine release is reversible, and I will be doing that before the end of the video because I am a wrong-handed shooter and I want my magazine release over here. So now we're going to talk about the trigger on this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that this gun is clear, no mag, nothing in the chamber. I'm actually a fan of the Daria triggers. So the trigger on this is not a completely flat face trigger, but it does have your trigger safety or dingus, whatever you want to call it. So let's look and see what kind of take-up we've got here. So there's our take-up. It's very clean. There's our wall. And we just get a nice clean break. And the reset on this, very short, very tactile and audible. And then you got that nice clean break. So I've got my trigger pull scale here. Let's see what kind of trigger pull we're getting on this. Now, being that this is a carry gun, and from what I was feeling, I'm going to guess it's going to be around 6 pounds. Wow, you can tell I've done this a lot. It broke just over 6 pounds. Right at about 6 1/8. Let's do one more just to confirm. Yeah, I'd say 6 pounds. Right there we broke right at about 5 3/4 pounds. So the trigger is just about perfect for a carry gun. All right, now let's talk about magazines. So like I said, this only comes with one 15-round mag, but this magazine body is metal on this. Should be easy to take down. You got your little button right here to push in with a punch to remove your base plate. Got a black plastic follower in here. But what I would like to talk about is mag compatibility. Now, when I went up to Pursuit Armory to pick this up, they actually had a Glock 43X up there. And I took the mag out of it and I put it in this. And the Glock 43X mags do work in this. Now, granted, those are only 10-round mags. But if you have a Glock 43X and you want to get one of these, you will be able to use those mags in this. They also had the 15-round shield mags up there that they use for the Glock 43X. And I can confirm that those mags will actually work in this. In fact, I'm going to go up there and pick one up before we take this out to the range for the first shots video. And we'll see if it runs reliably in this. I do believe there is one other mag that I'd like to test out in this. And that would be the ones from PSA. For their compact or subcompact dagger, whatever they call it. I do know that they make 15-round Glock style 43X mags, so I'd like to get one of those and try that as well. Now, I know the next question I'm going to get asked is when people use the shield mags for the Glock 43X, you are supposed to switch the magazine release out for a metal one instead of the plastic one it comes with. But you will not have to do that with this Derya DY9Z because it already has a metal magazine release in it. So even though I told you that your 10-round Glock mags will work in this, you might want to be a little careful with that due to the fact that this has a metal magazine release. So now let's talk about lights because I will end up putting a light on this. Now, I've only got 3 lights that will actually work on the DY9Z right now. And the one I really wanted to work on it was my Streamlight TLR7 HLX. But this is actually too big. As you can see, that single notch in the frame is actually lining right up with where the bolt goes through to tighten this to the rail. And yes, I did try all the different keyways that come with this, and this light will not work. So what I'm going to probably do is go ahead and get the TLR7 sub, because that's what everybody uses on the Glock 43X, so it should work on here. Now, as far as lights go that I have that will work on the DY9Z is the Olight Balder Mini. And that's what it looks like with the Balder Mini on it. The other light that fits on this really well is my Nightcore MPL 25. And the last light that I have that fits on this really well is the Streamlight TLR 3. But we'll go ahead and pick up a TLR 7 sub to put on this. Hopefully I'll have it before I take it out for the first shots video. But if not, that's okay. Now, as far as holsters go for this, I really don't know if there's even anything out on the market for this gun yet, being that it is so new. What I probably will end up doing is getting the Streamlight TLR7 sub, and I'll get on Fat Tack's website and order one of their holsters for the Glock 43X with the Streamlight TLR7 sub, and hopefully it'll work with this. I don't see why it wouldn't. Alright, if you stayed this long, I promised you at the beginning of the video that I'd bring the DY9Z back and show you what it looks like with the Optic. And I'm about to give you a sneak peek of a brand new Optic from a brand new Optic company. In fact, while I'm filming this, these are available for pre-order. They're not even out yet. And here it is. This is the Zero Hawk EM1 enclosed emitter multi-reticle red dot. And I must say, it looks really good on here. Now, hopefully I covered everything you wanted to know on this gun in this unboxing video. If I did not, Daria is very good about answering your questions in the comments section. Now, as far as what we got coming up with the DY9Z, in the next video, we will be taking this out to the range for the first shots. We'll put about 400 to 500 rounds through it, see how well it holds up and how reliable it is. We will also be testing out that shield mag in that video. And then in the near future, we'll bring it back for a 1,000 round review. And hopefully by then, I will have all the mags that work with this gun. We'll test all those mags. We'll test out hollow points. And by then, I should have the light and the holster, so we can talk about holster compatibility and all that in the 1,000 round review. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.